Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is John, and today I'm going to show you how to assemble the double adventure tower with monkey bars. This video will follow the steps outlined in the assembly manual that comes with the playset. If you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the comments or description below for timestamp associated with each step. The product comes in one big crate, so let's take a look at what you should have received. This assembly requires the help of at least 2 other adults, so be sure to have help available. Before we begin the assembly process, let's take a look at the tools you'll need to complete the job. You'll need a 1/2-inch wrench, a 1/4-inch wrench, a 7/16 wrench, 2 3/16 Allen keys, which are included, a drill. You may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, be sure not to over torque or over tighten the hardware. You may need 3 ladders, a 3/8 drill bit, a Phillips head screwdriver, safety glasses, a Phillips bit which is included, a hammer, a rubber mallet, and a tape measure. To make this easier, we're going to use a 3/16 hex bit and needle nose pliers. When building this playset, make sure to choose a flat level area free from any obstructions, at least 7 feet from buildings, trees, fences, or any other objects. Also, to reduce the risk of injury, it's important that you prepare a shock-absorbing surface to build your playset on, such as recycled rubber mulch or wood chips. The towers are very similar but have different parts, and since they are so similar, it's important you double-check the parts identifier on the parts and in the manual. Alright, let's get started.
Hacer clic en la esquina inferior derecha de este video para ver los subtítulos en español.
Attach the angled deck supports to the short deck support tube, making sure the dimpled holes are facing up and that this hole is closer to the top. Only finger tighten the hardware for now. Repeat the previous step for a second set of support bars. Connect the deck support assemblies to the long deck support tube, making sure that the 2 holes on the sides are closer to the top. Now go ahead and tighten all the hardware. For the first tower assembly, you're going to need 4 main poles, 3 poles labeled GBR, and 1 pole labeled GCN. The location of these poles are very important when you attach them to the tower, so make sure to double check the labels as you assemble them. Attach a smaller foot cap to the pole labeled GCN. Make sure that the holes in the foot cap line up with the holes in the pole. Attach the pole labeled GCN to the deck assembly. Make sure you attach the pole to one of the short deck support tubes. With the dimpled holes on the deck facing up and the dimpled holes on the pole facing out, attach the pole to the deck. Attach the angled deck supports to the pole with the hardware. Attach the wall support braces to this hole, only finger tighten the hardware for now. Starting with the bottom brace, bend it towards the deck, align the holes, and secure with the hardware. And then tighten this bolt. On the poles labeled GBR, attach the foot caps, making sure that the holes in the foot cap line up with the holes in the pole. Attach one of the poles labeled GBR to the deck assembly using the same method as the previous pole. Attach the wall support braces using the same method as before. Now attach the other poles labeled GBR using the same method as before. Now attach your tower extensions labeled EMM to the poles labeled GBR. Before sliding it on, make sure that the hole that's further away from the edge is the side you're sliding on. Take the extension with the warning sticker and slide it onto the pole labeled GCN. You do not need hardware for this step. Attach 3 handrails to the tower, leaving a space between the poles GCN and the pole to the right. Place the caps into the pole, make sure that the holes line up. With the help of at least one other person, stand the assembly upright until it's on its feet. Using a 3/8 drill bit, drill out all the 11 holes on the deck, making sure to drill from the top down. Repeat for the other deck panel. Slide the deck panel onto the deck, making sure that this hole lines up with the hole in the middle of the deck. Make sure the tabs in the center interlock. Connect the panels to the platform through the center two holes. Add a handrail support to the handrail just to the right of the gap. Make sure that the top of your handrail support is on the outside. Before securing the bottom, make sure to add the bracket oriented like this. Repeat the previous step on the handrail across from the gap. Make sure to use Handrail Support DXI. Connect the handrail support labeled DXO to the handrail just to the left of the gap. Now secure the platform to the frame with the self-tapping screws. The screws are designed to go through the metal in the underlying frame. Attach the rail handles labeled A to the pole just to the right of the gap. Attach the rail handles labeled A to the pole directly opposite the pole from the previous step. Attach the rail handle labeled B to the handrail support just to the right of the gap. Make sure the rail handle is on the same side as the rail handle labeled A. Attach a rail handle labeled B to each remaining handrail support. Make sure the rail handle is oriented towards the previous rail handle. On all the poles except for the pole with the warning sticker, add the hardware to this hole here. Attach the metal barrier to the pole with the warning label and the neighboring handrail support bar. On the pole directly opposite the pole with the warning sticker, go ahead and attach your L brackets. On the brackets that go at the top, the hardware will go through the top hole in the bracket. For the brackets that go on the bottom, the hardware will go through the bottom hole in the bracket. Drill out the 4 holes in both of the plastic barriers. Lower the plastic barrier behind the brackets from the previous step and secure with the hardware. Attach the other side of the plastic barrier. Attach the other plastic barrier to the brackets using the same method as before. Take 4 of your roof panels and attach 2 sections together to make 2 halves. Slide the 2 halves of the roof together and secure with the hardware. Secure the roof supports together in the shape of an X. Only finger tighten this hardware for now. Flip the roof over and install the roof supports with the hardware. You can now tighten the center bolt on the roof support. Add the roof cap and make sure the arrows line up, then secure with the hardware. With the help of 2 other people, lift the roof onto the tower and align the holes in the supports with the holes in the poles. On the 2 poles opposite the gap, attach the roof supports to the holes at the top. Secure the roof to the other 2 poles using the same method as before, except this time you're going to add the top rail on the outside of the poles. Take the bridge support pole labeled GCP and insert the plug at the top, making sure the holes line up. Now attach the bridge support pole to the top rail, making sure it's on the inside. When securing the bottom, make sure to add the bracket oriented like this. Attach the rail handle to the bridge support pole on the right side. Drill out the 4 holes on 2 of the rock walls from the backside. Attach the handholds to the rock walls with the hardware. The handholds can go in any order. Add a window panel to the left side of the rock wall, making sure not to add any hardware in the top hole. Attach the wall assembly from the previous step to this bracket through the top hole. Using the same method as before, attach a window panel and a door panel together, making sure the door panel is on the left and the window panel is on the right. Attach this wall panel to the right side of the previous wall panel using the same method as before. Attach the two wall panels to the pole with the hardware. Repeat the previous step, making sure the window's on the left and the door's on the right. Connect the two wall panels to the pole with the hardware. Connect the other rock wall panel to a window panel using the same method as before. Attach the final wall panel using the same method as before. Before you secure to the pole, make sure that the right side is over the left side. Make sure to secure the other side of the last panel as well. Secure the caps to the left and right arch climber legs with the hardware. Loosely attach the rungs to one side of the climber legs. Attach the other climber leg to the rungs and secure all the hardware. Now drill out 2 holes from under the deck just to the right of the bridge support pole. This is where the arch climber is going to go, and it must go in this location. Attach the arch climber to the underside of the deck. To the left of the metal barrier, drill out 3 holes from underneath the deck. This is for the slide, and the slide must go in this location. The slide comes in 2 parts, the upper part and the lower part. Drill out the 4 holes on each part. Interlock the 2 parts of the slide and secure with the hardware. Flip the slide over and drill out the 3 divots at the top of the slide. Secure the slide to the deck through the 3 holes we drilled out earlier. Attach these pieces using the same method as the first tower. Make sure that the hole is closer to the top and the dimples are facing up. Repeat the previous step, keeping the orientation of the holes in mind. Connect the 2 assemblies to the long support tube, making sure that the holes on the outsides are closer to the top. Now go ahead and tighten up all the hardware. This tower will have 2 poles that are the same and 2 poles that are different. One labeled GEA and one labeled GCO, and 2 that are labeled GBR. Keep in mind that the 2 poles that are different will go in specific spots on the tower, so make sure to double check the parts identifier. Starting with the pole GCO, add the foot cap and the hardware. Attach the pole labeled GCO from the previous step to the deck assembly. It must go on a short deck support pole. Make sure that the dimpled holes on the deck are facing up and the dimpled holes on the pole are facing out. Secure the angled deck supports to the pole with the hardware. Add the wall support braces through this hole, only finger tighten the hardware for now. Making sure to start with the bottom bracket, align the holes and secure with the hardware. Now you can tighten this bolt. On the remaining poles, add the foot caps using the same method as the previous pole. Grab the pole labeled GBR and attach it just to the left of the pole that we previously installed. Add the wall support braces using the same method as before. Add the next two poles using the same method as before, but make sure that the pole labeled GEA goes on the other short deck support tube. Attach the pole extensions labeled EMM to the poles labeled GBR. Add the pole extension GEC to pole GEA. And add the pole extension GEB to pole GCO. You will not need hardware for these two extensions. Add the handrails to the tower, making sure to leave a gap to the right of pole GCO. Add the pole caps to the poles. With the help of at least one other person, stand the assembly upright. Drill out the 11 locations from the top down on each floor panel. Slide the panels onto the deck using the same method as before, making sure the holes in the middle line up. Secure the panel to the deck through the center holes with the hardware. Attach the handrail support labeled DXO to the handrail on the left side of the gap. Secure the bottom to the platform, making sure to add your brackets oriented like this. Repeat the previous step directly across from the gap and double check that your brackets are oriented like this. Repeat the previous step just to the right of the gap, except for this time you're only going to add one bracket. Secure the panels to the frame with the self-tapping screws. Remember, these screws are designed to go through the metal in the underlying frame. Attach a long brace to the pole just to the left of the gap. Only finger tighten the hardware for now. Connect the other end to this bracket. Attach the other long brace to the pole opposite the previous pole. Secure the hardware on both braces. Attach two of the rail handles labeled A to the poles labeled GBR. To the right of the gap, add the rail handle labeled B on the rail support bar on the right side. Add the rail handles labeled B to the handrail supports, alternating left and right sides. On the pole labeled GEA, attach the metal barriers with the hardware. Attach the metal barrier to the pole to the right of the gap. Connect the roof together to create two halves, just like you did on the first roof. Attach the two halves of the roof panels together with the hardware. Bring the roof supports in the shape of an X and only finger tighten the hardware for now. Flip the roof over, add your roof supports, and secure with the hardware. Secure the bolt at the top of the roof supports. Add the roof cap with the screws, make sure the arrows line up. Carefully place the roof into position. Secure the roof to the poles opposite the gap. Secure the roof over the gap, making sure to add the top rail on the outside. Put a plug into the top of the bridge support pole labeled GCT. Slide the bridge support pole into place by making sure the top goes on the inside and the bottom slides into the cutout. Secure at the top with the hardware. Secure the bottom to the platform, making sure to add a bracket. Now add the final rail handle labeled B to the bridge support pole on the left side. Drill out the 4 holes in each rock wall panel from the backside. Now add the handholds using the same method as the previous tower. Remember, they can go in any order. Now attach your window to the rock wall on the left side. Remember not to add any hardware in the top hole. Now add your wall panel to the bracket just to the left of where the gap was. Connect a door panel and a window panel together. Make sure that the door is on the left and the window is on the right. Also, don't put hardware in the top hole. Add the panel just to the right of the rock wall. Connect the 2 panels to the pole with the hardware. Connect a door panel and a window panel together. Make sure that the door panel is on the right. Connect the panels just to the right of the previous panels. Secure the 2 panels to the pole with the hardware. Connect the window panel to the last rock wall panel. Make sure that the window panel is on the right. Connect the final panel to the bracket. Connect each side of the panel to the poles with the hardware. Attach the caps to the end of the arch climber legs. Add the rungs to one side of the leg and keep the hardware loose. Lay the rungs on the other leg and secure with the hardware. On the left side of the bridge support pole, drill out 2 holes from underneath the deck. This is for the climber. The climber must go in this position. Attach a climber to the deck, being sure to put it underneath the panel. Above the other door, drill out 3 holes from underneath the deck. This is for the slide. The slide must go in this location. Put the slide together using the same method as the other slide. Drill out the 3 divots at the top of the slide. Attach the slide to the holes we drilled out earlier with the hardware. Add the steering wheel to the pole that is in between the 2 metal barriers. Now add the plastic cap. Fill these 2 holes with the hardware, but only finger tighten them for now. Insert the end caps into the bridge rails and line up the holes. Attach the bridge support tube to the bridge rail, making sure it goes on the inside and the hardware goes through the round circle and not the oblong. Only finger tighten the hardware for now. Attach the bridge support tubes to the other rail, only finger tighten the hardware for now. Measure so that your towers are 5 feet apart and that your ladders are in this position. That way the bridge can go in front of them. Lift the bridge up into place on the deck and make sure that the holes on the poles line up. If the holes aren't lining up, you may need to move or twist the tower so that the holes line up. Attach the bottom of the bridge to the first tower and only finger tighten the hardware for now. Attach the bottom of the bridge to the second tower, only finger tighten the hardware for now. Attach the top of the bridge to the first tower, only finger tighten the hardware for now. Connect the top of the bridge to the second tower, only finger tighten the hardware for now. Now go ahead and tighten up all the hardware. Drill out 8 holes in the spots indicated on the platform. Place the bridge panel on the bridge and secure with the hardware. If the holes in the bridge aren't aligning with the holes in the panels, you may need to adjust the towers until they line up. Attach the pendulums to the trapeze swing bar with the hardware. Add the end cap to the trapeze swing bar and secure with the plugs. Secure the foot caps to the ladders, make sure that the holes in the foot caps line up with the holes in the ladder, and secure with the plugs. Attach 2 gussets to the top of each ladder, only finger tighten the hardware for now. Put the saddle caps on the tops of the ladders. Rest the monkey bars in the saddle caps and secure with the hardware through the gussets. Now secure all the hardware on the gussets. Put the end caps into the ends of the monkey bars. Secure the end caps on one end with the hardware, the other end you'll do later. Secure the trapeze bar to the monkey bar with the hardware. Now go ahead and stand the monkey bars on its feet. Attach your pendulums to the swing bar with the hardware. With the help of another person, secure the swing bar to the trapeze bar with the hardware. Remove this hardware that we put in earlier, align the holes in the swing bar, and secure with the hardware. On the side of the monkey bars that we didn't add any hardware at the top, at the bottom, measure 21 inches diagonally and insert your anchoring rod about halfway. Slide the plate end of the fire pole onto the anchoring rod. Add the fire pole hoop to the monkey bars and the fire pole, then secure with the hardware to the monkey bars. Secure the fire pole hoop to the fire pole with the hardware. Once your playset is in its final location, locate the pole directly opposite the slide. Remove the hardware at the bottom of the pole. Add the washer and anchoring cable to the bolt. And reinsert the hardware, but only finger tight. Place the anchoring rod into the anchor. Use the anchoring rod to drive the anchor into the ground at least 12 inches. If there's any slack in the line, pull it through and secure the nuts. If there's any exposed threads, cover them with the nuts. Don't forget to tighten the bolt at the bottom of the pole. Repeat this process for the pole directly opposite this one, and then repeat for the other tower. Go ahead and attach the swings and the trapeze bar. Thank you for watching this video on how to assemble your lifetime double adventure tower with monkey bars. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other awesome products at lifetime.com.